Business. Now, Senior Advisor, Monitoring and National Coordinator at the Office of the African Continental Free Trade Area, Yakub Yusuf, has disclosed that Ghana's aim is to penetrate all 5 regional blocks of the African continent, which has a market strength of 1.3 billion people. He pegged the combined gross domestic product to over 3.4 trillion United States dollars. He noted the country achieved huge success when over 65 businesses were taken to Kenya. Mr. Yusuf made this comment at the Upper West Regional Conference on the implementation of the National Framework and Action Plan in WA. JoyNews' Upper West correspondent Rafiq Salam reports.
The Upper West Regional Conference on the implementation of the National Framework and National Action Plan on the African Continental Free Trade Area, AfCFTA, which is a baby of the African Union, is aimed at boosting the country's trade with Africa. The conference brought together major stakeholders, including municipal and district chief executives, coordinating directors of the various assemblies, officials of the Ghana Revenue Authority, religious leaders, exporters, and members of the garages. Senior Advisor, Monitoring and Evaluation, and National Coordinator of AfCFTA, Alhaji Yakub Yusuf, explained the rationale behind the regional conferences.
Apart from creation of jobs for farmers, men and women, you also realize that the headquarters of Africa Continental Free Trade Area is in Ghana. And you can imagine if you have this headquarters in Ghana, the opportunities, the benefits that it will bring to us. So a whole lot of these benefits, we cannot actually harness them if we don't understand what it takes to trade under AfCFTA.
He recalled with nostalgia the benefits that the country had when they traveled to Kenya on a market entry expedition with over 65 businesses. Alhaji Yakub Yusuf disclosed that the aim is for the country to be a trailblazer in AfCFTA by penetrating in all 5 regional blocks of the continent, which has a market strength of 1.3 billion people.
So businesses were taken to Kenya to introduce our Ghanaian products into the East African market, where they also seize the opportunity to do businesses with the Kenya counterparts. And as I speak, we are seriously working on another journey to Tanzania to consolidate the gains that we made in Kenya May this year. You know, Africa is made up of 5 blocks: the North, the South, Central, and East Africa. So we are trying to make sure that AfCFTA in Ghana will first penetrate into these blocks so that our products can be everywhere in Africa. We are looking at a market strength of 1.3 billion people in the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. That is why we say that it is very, very important. And we're also looking at a combined GDP of 3.4. Some even estimated that it's around 3.7 trillion US dollars. So this is the amount of money that we expected in the market. And we are told that if we succeed in sustaining this market, it will be the single largest market in the whole world, not even European Union or Asia.
Programs Officer in charge of enterprise support in trade and finance at the National Office of AfCFTA, Divine Kotochel, cherry-picked on a portion of the policy framework and National Action Plan that talks about enhancing women and youth in cross-border trade, which he sees as very important to the country.
Women and youth occupy about 70% of, businesses that do cross-border trade in Ghana. And so if AfCFTA is going to work, we need to see that we develop a policy geared towards their development in the context of capacity building. We need to start training them how they can start packaging their product. We need to start letting them know that you don't produce because that is how it is done in Ghana. You now have to produce to have an international concept in mind. We also want to encourage them to form viable partnership groups, because you alone cannot supply the market needs of our 1.3 billion people in Africa. And that is what we see. Most businesses will want to be acting in silos. And so we are seeing how we can help them come up with very viable partnership groups so that they can be able to remain competitive.
Our Power Sujan Minister, Dr. Hafiz bin Sali, in a speech read on his behalf by Chief Director at the Upper Sudan Coordinating Council, Peter M. Mala, noted that the conference signifies the crucial step in the country's quest in strengthening trade relationship with its counterparts.
These documents reflect the dedication of our government to fostering an environment conducive to trade, removing barriers, and promoting collaboration across sectors. By enhancing our trade ties with Africa, we can harness the untapped potential of our economies, drive sustainable growth, create jobs, and ultimately uplift the quality of life for our citizens.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam.